Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today we are bringing you a gameplay and review, or first impressions of Floe, coming from a unknown publisher, a first-time publisher, Pika Games. This is the small box-ish, the more accessible stepchild of Fantasia Games, a company that has brought us Endless Winter, brought us Unconscious Minds last year, two games that we've been extremely excited about. And here we have a game that's designed for those players that might have been overwhelmed by them. And yet at the same time, because the way that this game expands, unlocks, and grows as you play it, you'll see that there's more depth here than I think most players would anticipate. I'm joined with my lovely wife, Shira, one of our good friends, Dennis. It's been a little while since we've seen the handsome firefighter on the channel. Needless to say, he left us in ashes last time. We'll see what can happen. Now, only like 3 fans will get the reference, but
well, there are 3 important fans.
We know I could probably name at least 2 of them. Okay, do you want to give a quick overview of what's happening here, break down what people are seeing on the table? Shira then will dive headfirst into the lore and the theming of this game. That's one of her favorite elements of any board game at all. Mm-hmm. And we, of course, we'll begin playing. I'll try to have a timestamp down below if you want to skip to the first impressions, final thoughts, review section of this video. This is an active Kickstarter campaign. This is a prototype copy we are playing with, and this is not, nor are any of the videos we're doing for Floe or Fantasia/Pika Games sponsored content. So if you're interested in hearing what we think of this, well, stay tuned. With that being said, Dennis, please make my job easy.
All right. So what we've got here is a series of adventures that we're going to be taking on this game board. We have our heroes here, represented by these figurines, and we have our familiars. We're going to have a hero action. We can choose whether we want to engage in any of these locations, and there's 5 main locations with a healer location up in the corner. We got some villagers up there that can help us stay warm, and we'll engage in those. Or we can take map actions. We'll be moving whether by foot or by sailboat in order to get to different icebergs and reach different areas to explore, gather resources, dive through caves, various adventures that we're going to be going through. We're going to have a little bit of exploration where we can unlock or explore these tiles on the sides here. And if we are going to be caving, we'll have a whole entire adventure down here as we progress our 3 meeples right here through the cave system in search of more treasure.
Yeah, the core structure of Floe is an idea of sort of a 4X game system. That's what they're saying on their Kickstarter. Don't stone me in the comments. The idea of exploring, expanding, revealing tiles, figuring out new quests, objectives, and tiny little bits of flavor text along the way. Potentially gaining resources and fighting creatures, or upgrading our own village and stats, developing our neighborhood, which gives us more actions as we continue progressing the game. All in an effort to do the overarching goal of not point salad scoring, but very specifically, still point scoring. It's a kind of race to win type of game, or race to finish type of game. The first player to get 6 total points will trigger end game. We'll finish that round, have one more round, and then whoever has the most points at the end of the game, which might in fact be the person who triggers that, will be declared the winner. It isn't, however, like I said, I'm making fun of some of their, like, what this game is, what this game isn't post on Kickstarter.
I don't like 4X. So when you said 4X, I'm like, I like this game.
So it's claiming that it has a bit of a 4X-like experience when it comes to, what, expanding, exploring, exterminating. You've got the fighting, you've got the exploration, you've got your own development with your character, your abilities, your resources, your tableau. I don't know. I think there could be an argument being made here. It's a genre that we don't really see in that space-dominated theme or category. Point salad is one of those where they said it's not a point salad style game, which I think they're talking to the Euro fans there, the people that don't want to just have a conglomeration of extra stuff at the end. And it isn't that. And yet, in the Euro-ish sense, everything you're doing needs to be done as efficiently as possible so you can make it to endgame with as many points as possible. I'd compare it a little bit more closely to like viticulture, for instance, where you have a limited amount of points, but every action, every worker placement choice you make matters pretty desperately. Okay, I've got a close-in on my board. I'll go ahead and highlight what I have here so people can follow along. It's going to be a little bit harder to see both of your boards. Listen, I'm looking for a sponsor willing to buy 2 more cameras for the Quackalope studio. That would be an 8-camera setup. Let me know. Emails down in the description down below if you want to help us do something that we shouldn't do. All right, my board over here, though, is going to have a few key areas. I have my own special ability. I have my 2 character profiles, which will have some special abilities or just character artwork on them related to people I'm bringing out. I have my heat track. If you get too cold while exploring in the wastelands or fighting creatures, it is also your health. You'll pop back up there to the village by force, abandoning wherever you are currently on the map. There's a little bit of a debuff there. We have our resource tracker here, tracking pearls, tracking kelp, tracking bubbles, tracking mushrooms, tracking wood. This will be growing up. We'll get more skills unlocked or more credits unlocked as we get to the top, and if we make it to the very top and we drop them off at a specific location, we will gain a victory point. 4 of the potential 6 that we're going for might be here at the top of these rows. We have my little helpling, my little frostling, my little familiar. This is the one that I've picked. They, of course, can be mixed and matched. I picked mine because they have matching horns. This is a Quackalope channel, and I am on brand, to say the least.
Well, most people will say that this character right here resembles a Quackalope.
How dare you, Shira? How dare you? This is going to be a place where we can place down in order to get some special abilities, but we'll also be using our familiars a lot over here in the building section as we develop our town. Right now I have 1 top, 1 bottom house or building or structure. That'll be growing, and that'll be another location where when we're in town we can get a lot of resources, a lot of heat, a lot of extra stuff generated. Finally, the last 4 places you see on my board here are going to be my treasure, up and down, my key, up and down. When you have both of those ticked off, you will gain a unlocked treasure chest, which is full of good stuff. And we have my half point, up and down. The little gecko, for some reason, represents a half point. If you tick that up and down, you, of course, will gain a full unlockable point. Finally, with the battle system down here, we'll explain that when we do it, but we have cubes indicating how much attack power we currently have. We're all starting down here at 2, but we could grow the whole way up to 5. With that, who is first player?
I'll go.
You're going to go? All right, walk us through what you're doing, Shira.
Alright, I am going to walk over, spend 1 heat to walk through those shallow waters over to here.
So you're taking an action on the main exploration board of the game. Here you're going to be able to move across these islands either with a boat or by walking. The boat is going to be 1 heat for every dark area you traverse through. The walking is going to be 1 heat for every shallow or kind of half-submerged iceberg area you walk through. So you pass through one of those, you'll take your heat marker down by 1, and now you have a variety of actions you can do, primarily
Don't pick up a crate.
stealing things from us is what she's starting with. Good.
And then I'm going to also spend 1 more heat to use my familiar, and he's going to sit in the shallow over here.
Your familiar on the exploration board, one of the different actions they can take is going to be to go into one of the adjacent shallow areas you have. When you're in that area, you then could pick up a item that's on the board in any of the adjacent areas connected to it, or you could take advantage of the icon on the tile that you place. So I believe that's a bubble, so you could either get a bubble or you could pick up a resource.
I believe I can do both.
You can't do both. It's one or the other when you do that.
Oh, you can't get the bubble? Then I'm not getting the bubble. I am exploring and taking the 2 wood.
Taking 1.
All right.
Because that's my limit. And then I'm going to look at my crate. My crate is either a pearl or a mushroom. And I'm going to keep it up here. You don't have to spend them right away. I will keep it unlocked until I need it.
Okay.
All right. So now it's on to me. I'm going to walk across this shallow right here, spending a heat to do so. And I will do a similar action to Shara. I'm going to explore, but this time we've got an encounter. So it's an iceberg encounter.
Oh.
And I'll flip this over. I've got an immediate benefit. You want to read it?
I can go and read the flavor text and show people. This is where the most close-in zoomed camera. Misha the content. I don't know if that's the actual title of this.
The
Prototype.
content. The content.
Artwork's still growing. Also, Lystexia. I wish I had more to offer, but alas, Floe has not been kind to me lately. If you bring me to a nearby dock, I can fetch you plenty from the deep.
And what I'm getting right now, what's they fetched for me is a bubble, so I'll move my bubble track up 1, and I get a potion. I find potions to be wonderful. I will drink random potions at random times.
You can bring those
just to
stacks
see
down.
what happens.
I'll create some. Now,
Now, in addition, I can get, if I have my ship at a space with 2 docks, then I can get a heat and a dive action. We'll talk about dive actions later.
As an additional little action there.
Yep.
Okay, but you do not move with a ship.
Nope, not yet. I will place my familiar, spending 1 heat for my familiar. And I'm going to place that familiar right here. And I will go ahead and explore this crate right here. The familiar can explore any deep sea or iceberg. It's in the bordering the shallow that it's touching. So I will take this crate. You want to get rid of that?
Yeah.
And I will pull a crate over
I can
here.
take your other little token as well. Just collect them.
And so I've got a lantern, which will be helpful in the caves. And then I've got a resource either similar to Shira, either a kelp or a wood. And that completes my turn.
All right, I think I am going to go ahead and take a lovely boat. Although, sadly, there's a lot of locations out there that have a ton of resources, but I can't use them so well.
There's a lot of double resources that came out this bag.
There's a ton of double resources out there right now, but they're not so useful. I'm going to grab a boat. I'm going to sail down to this dock here.
Which boat do you want?
The one down here in the bottom.
All right.
So it's going to be 2 heat to move down to that boat. I'm going to get off on that island. I'm going to go ahead and grab the crate off the top of this. So please give me a crate. I'll see what that is before I decide what to do with my familiar. It is a kelp or a mushroom, and then I'm going to go ahead and utilize my lovely little familiar. I'm going to place it in this shallow, and I'm going to grab the double bubble.
Double bubble trouble.
2 bubbles up. All right.
All right.
And that cost me a heat as well.
We're also friendly.
We spread out nicely already.
We
all
did.
decided 3 different icebergs.
We did. I wanted to get more. But I can't. There's no dock on my land right now. So I might go. Where do I want to go? I'm going to walk back over here for 1 heat. And then my familiar will be placed in this region. And I'm going to grab this for another heat.
All right.
So, 1 pearl.
All right. So, are you using a familiar?
I did.
You did that. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move my guy 1 space there, spending 1 heat. And I am not going to explore with this guy. Wait, no, I can explore with this boat getting this, right?
You could, technically.
All right, so I will do that. Take this. I'm only going to get 1 of those 2 because I'm capped off at
Pass me your little circles.
1.
Does that cost heat to use the boat to explore? Or
No.
because...
It does not if you're already at the island.
Nope.
Okay.
And then I will move my
Nope.
little guy here over to this spot, and I will take this kelp.
You took my turn. You took my action. It did
Yep.
cost you heat to use your little guy, by the way.
Little guy, so I'm down to 0 heat left.
Yeah, so what he's done there is he's cut off what I was going to do, because I spent a lot of heat getting down there with the boat in the first place, but that left it open for him to come down and be a thief. You're a bad man. I've always known it. I've always said it. I'm going to be taking a village action. I'm going to spend 2 bubbles to go ahead and get 1 wood. So I'm going to go ahead and take the wood village action. That'll get me 1 heat back because there's a little meeple there. They move around the board like Moncala. Then I'm going to be building. Could you please tell me what the building actions over there are?
All right, so we've got, this is a, I don't remember what,
Yellow
prestige,
icon.
prestige merit.
Yep.
And a bubble. And down here you can, I have these flipped backwards. Let's put the tops on the top and the bottoms on the bottom like it's supposed to be.
All right, what are my bubble resources?
Bubble resources.
Prestige, bubble, or...
Bubble can get you a map tile.
Yep.
Over here, a bubble can get you any of the main resources.
Okay.
And the same thing with this one. Over here, you got a prestige merit with a bubble, prestige merit with a bubble, or a
Brown or red?
brown is the
Wood.
craftsmanship merit.
I'll
or a
take
bubble.
I'll take the craftsmanship.
All right, so this set right here you take.
Yep.
This gets replaced, revealing now a bubble for a treasure chest or a pearl.
Okay. I then knock this up by 1, making the cost a little bit higher, reduce my resource down. So I've taken that build action. I then have to take a little guy action. I'm going to go to the top section here, which is going to give me an upgrade. It's going to give me 2 warmth. And it's going to let... Nope, sorry. I have to take this bottom one because I don't want to waste this. So I'll gain a bubble, and I'll go ahead and be able to do another main action on this board. I'm going to go ahead and spend this to get my kelp up to the top. Then I will take the kelp action on the board, which is going to give me access to either 2 of the taverns.
Diving and a pearl and heat,
Yep.
or a map tile and a magic potion and heat.
So one moment. So my heat cube is going to come off the board, giving me access to more heat over the course of the game. And now, because of my special ability, I can either fill my heat up to the top or take both of the action resources. So I would like to take, I think, the first card there.
This one?
Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and take both of the benefits. So I'm going to go ahead and do a dive action, and I'm going to go ahead and get a pearl, and I'm going to go ahead and get 1 heat. So you're added to my little tableau here. And the dive
the reason
action,
you're doing both and not one is because of
my
your
special ability.
Special ability.
The dive action could give me 2 bubbles at the top. Why is there a dive action tile on the dive action board? Flip it over.
Oh,
Yep.
There it goes.
A map tile for 1 heat, 2 potions for 1 heat, a treasure chest for 2 heat, and you cannot access the key at the moment. I really like the idea of getting the 2 bubbles for free, but I don't think that's going to be my play. Instead, I'm going to spend...
Did you spend the heat, by the way, to use your little friend? Because you haven't upgraded him yet? I don't believe so.
I probably didn't, no. So I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 heat in order to grab the treasure chest,
All right.
I think.
That's just why I'm mentioning it, because your heat is something to take into consideration.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be extremely low on heat if I spend 2 there.
What she's saying is she wants the treasure chest and she doesn't want you to bury it.
That could be. You know, I'll take the bubbles. I'll take the 2 bubbles on the top.
For free.
All right.
For free. Okay, that is my full action.
I have no heat left, and Jesse stole my thing. So,
Oh, we got to update my kelp board.
I am going to walk up here, over here. I have a pearl. I'm going to spend my pearl to get an item and increase that track by 1.
You gain a heat because the little guy that's at your
And
village.
he's going to move next door, so I gain 1 heat there. And then I'm going to take 1 of these items, a lengthy anchor. What's this?
So you get a dive action, and
on a dive
it does
action,
not
you get a
cost
heat.
you get 1 heat reduction in
1
cost.
heat discount.
A 1 heat discount.
Interesting. Okay.
And then at the bottom is if when you upgrade it by
Yeah.
matching the merits at the top left, you can upgrade that and unlock that bottom ability.
Cozy Boots, you may move your hero 2 spaces per warmth. Spice Dagger, you may use 1 sword in the bow and arrow phase once per turn. I really liked this boots, but actually, now that I understand what this is, I actually might take this dive action. Lengthy anchor, because I have something wind collar which will allow me to summon the ship and sail to any dock. So that was for 2 heat, and then I'm gonna use that gave me 1 heat back. I'm going to use my familiar to go up here to upgrade and gain 2 heat. And I'm gonna upgrade my familiar so he stops costing me heat.
Very good.
Your turn.
With all that snow I brought to Cleveland today, I'm thinking those boots might be wise. All right, so just to clarify for people watching, we've got the shop over there. The shop gives us access to those items on the left. We've got the tavern up here, and that's where you can find those friendly little people in there that can give you benefits. Over here, we've got the hot springs, which gives you a track that we use these feathers to go along. We've got the works, which Jesse used earlier. This is where you use wood to build buildings. And then you've got the academy where we can spend crystals to get various benefits. So it's pretty cool up there. I think for my turn, what I'm going to do, since I'm out of heat, I'm going to go back to the village myself, and I'm going to come over here to the tavern. I like myself a good tavern. We're going to move this Mancala style over here, get myself 2 heat. Now I spend my kelp, which I think is a cool mechanic, spending all the resource that you have of it. So if you're kept at 1, you spend 1, but now that it's going to be up to 2, I have to have 2 to spend.
It's a nice way to make the action cost increase throughout the course of the game. I actually like it quite a bit.
I thought it was really interesting, a way to scale it. And then I have an option up here, which I will take this little guy right here. I like his benefit, and I'm going to use it to get myself a wood and a heat, and that is done. Where are we putting these guys at? We're just collecting them?
I like him.
Okay, we'll let him hang out here. He's my buddy.
Jesse.
Now, I've got a familiar. Yep, I wanted to use my familiar action, so my familiar is going to come over here, and I'm going to do the same thing as you did. I'm going to end up foregoing...
Did you do the heat raise with your card that you got?
Yes, I did the heat raise 1.
No, your cube comes off.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that part. That's very important. Thank you.
That would make it more helpful.
Yeah, because now I can use this right here. So I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to do the same thing as Sheer. I think this is just...
You spend 1 heat technically to use him to do it.
Yep.
And then you'll get a net of 1.
Yep, and then 1, 2. Let's put this guy back. And now my turn is over.
Jesse.
Okay. I'm going to be going up to that top mushroom section. I'm going to be spending 2 bubbles to gain myself a mushroom, spending that mushroom to do that action, raising my action cost higher. I'll gain 2 heat because there's people there. Go ahead and toss me that first quest on the board.
This one right here.
Okay. Whiz the Courier. I had no choice but to open it, I swear. The address no longer exists, and the sender has vanished. It contained a shiny key. Okay, I go ahead and grab a secret scoring objective. Technically 2. I'll pick what I want to do from those in just a moment.
Your feather's on top of your board.
Then, yep, my feather marks down here. Then I'm going to be going here. I'm going to be doing what you all did, which is upgrading my lovely character.
So you spend a heat and you net 1 positive.
So 1 positive up, and then I can turn a bubble into any resource. So I'm going to go ahead and spend a bubble to turn that into... do I want the wood? I'm going to turn it into kelp. Okay.
I'm going to go over to that wood...
The shop?
To the shop.
The works?
The works, which will get me 2 heat over there. I'm going to spend mine to increase this. And then bottom abilities. So...
Pearl, bubble with a prestige merit, and again, bubble with a prestige merit.
I like those pearls just accumulating, but I don't like that. And what are the tops?
Tops are bubble into a chest, bubble into any of those 4 main resources, and the same over here, bubble for a map tile.
Take that middle one.
The middle one. All right.
Thank you.
Then these come out, and now we've got a bubble for a key, a courage merit, and a bubble there.
And now for free, I'm going to use my familiar to come down, and I am going to get a bubble from here, and I get a shop action. I'm going to cash this in for the little mushroom. So I'm going to increase the mushroom, then I'm going to do the mushroom action, spend it, and ticking it up, and I'm going to see what I would like. I'm going to take that first one. This one. And I also get 2 secret... Did you choose your secret objective card?
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty.
Alright, I'm going to take a peek at these items. You got the gauntlet, the crystal gauntlet. Each sneak may be used... What's that say?
Sure, do you want to help?
Yeah, each... I'm trying to see what that says.
This one?
Each sneak icon may be used...
May be used again after combat as a lantern.
Oh, again, okay, after combat as a... And then the boots do...
You may move your hero 2 spaces per warmth, per heat.
Oh.
And
That's
this is
pretty
used
cool.
sword during the...
In the pre-phase. Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue in on the village action here. I will come over to the shop, gaining a heat. So now I've maxed out my heat. I will then be able to spend my pearl, max out my pearl flow, move up my pearl flow stone, and then I will take those boots. I like the idea of those boots. And now, for me, I can move per heat past 2, so I'm a little bit faster than everyone else. Those boots in Cleveland are paying off. My familiar, since I do have the ability to do that, I'm going to unlock the bottom action, which gives me 1 more village action, and I will do the build over here. I will take this one that gives me the treasure chest and the pearl. Spending my wood. Does this move it up to? It does, right? Mm-hmm. It's all the same stuff. Okay. So yeah, that's it right there.
Okay. I'm going to be coming off that board onto the main board down here. I'm going to be grabbing the ship from the dock, sailing through 2 locations down to that island. That'll be 2 heat. I'm going to go ahead and grab the kelp off of... No, I'll grab the mushroom off of the island I'm at for free without any heat cost. I'm going to put my familiar down in that shallows. I'm going to go ahead and grab the wood off of this island.
Look at that, all those resources.
Uh-huh.
You gotta go exploring, Shira.
Yeah, you took where I wanted to go. You did.
Yeah, there's really no exterminate in this game, but there is, you know...
There is be annoying.
Yeah, that's in here.
There is. Alright. I am gonna... Can you move me down there?
Absolutely. Go back into the map actions.
Yeah. I'm not actually gonna move. I'm just gonna stay where I am, put down my explorer, and take this map tile.
Alright.
Does that spend any heat if I haven't moved?
No. This village, just for clarification, this village is these right here. Cool. So you never left that iceberg.
Cool.
It's just a blown up version of it. Alright, so I'm currently in the village over at the shop, and I think I'm going to get out there and start exploring the world again, especially now that I have these boots. So I will move 1, 2, spending 1 heat to do that.
2 heat.
I get to the
your boots do it for free.
Yeah, these cozy boots. They're fur-lined, faux fur, not real fur. Alright, so now that I'm down there, I am going to... There's really not a lot to explore, but I can put my familiar down right here and collect 2 bubbles. So 1, 2, right there. And it's on you, Jesse.
Okay. I'm going to move 1, 2 down to this island. So 2 heat coming down off my board. You go ahead and grab these 2 bubbles. Then I'm going to put my familiar down, and I'm going to go ahead and get a dive action with my familiar. Right now we've got a map tile at the top for free, or I could get 2 potions or a chest. I think I am going to go ahead and spend that 1 heat for this chest. That'll take my chest mark up to the top, so it's now activated. And that is my action.
Alright.
Yeah.
Someone's got to start opening up these tiles.
Yeah, we need to start
Map
exploring.
with a red, 2, is that red up there?
These are the brown craftsman merits.
So two brown or a map plus a map, map plus a yellow, and then 2 green or a map plus a map. We'll start opening up tile places.
Yeah, the yellow is the prestige. The green is... Oh boy, what was it again? Not focus. Focus is the red. I can't remember at the top of my head.
How many heat would it take to get here?
Where are you at?
Over
You're
there.
right here?
Yeah.
To get here?
Yeah.
So you'd walk 1, 2, 3, or you can call a ship here for free and take a ship over for 2.
Okay.
Or for 1, I mean. Or you can choose whatever ship you want to call.
I will call this one.
Well, no, because there's only one dock, right?
There's a dock here, and she can call whatever
Yeah,
ship.
but the ship
over here.
that she's
If I
going
want to
to
get here. I have
Oh,
to-
yes, that's true.
So-
Yeah.
Call a ship for free. Then go over here for 2 heat.
That one's actually, you're going to leave here 1 heat.
1 heat.
Yep.
Okay. And then I am going to place my familiar over here. Grab this.
There you go. 2 cup for you.
Just 1.
All right. I'm trying to figure
Oh,
out.
by the way, when I got that chest, my thing ticked up, which gave me a key. So I go ahead and tick both of these down for an actual chest.
Where's the chest cards? Over there.
There you go.
I am trying to figure out how I can explore. I don't have...
What's this icon called?
That's the camp.
Okay.
So when you get to that location, you can immediately take a heat and then continue on your movement. So
Mine is if when I get to a camp, I can get a dive.
so it unlocks a dive action for you, which would be helpful for me if I can figure out how I can dive. I'm at a loss right now. You know what? I am not in need of heat. Aha! I got it. I know the move. I'm going back to the village. I'm heading up to the tavern again because I'm a degenerate. And I'm going to get 1 heat. And I'm back at my cozy local watering hole. And I'm going to... Well, no, I didn't have the
don't have
kelp
kelp
to do
to
that. I
do
don't
it.
have the kelp to do it. Darn it. All right, let's reset that. This is where your resource management starts to come into play. I got things I need, but I need
You have
things to get
bubbles.
those things. I do have bubbles.
So-
that's
so
it.
mushrooms
So
can
I'm going to
work.
spend 1, 2... Well, I have 3 bubbles, so I don't have enough to get all of what I need. I could do the mushroom action. All right, I guess that's what I'm going to
You
do.
also have have you spent your wild up like the wood or kelp?
Oh,
front of
there
you?
we go. See, look at you guys playing better than I play for myself. All right.
That could be 1 kelp. And
So
then
1 kelp right there. I'm going to spend 2 bubbles to get a 2nd kelp. And then I can do what I want to do, which is be a degenerate. Get back to my local tavern. You can't keep me out of it.
Which one do you want?
And I will spend the kelp, upgrade this, which unlocks a focus merit. And I want the one with the map tile, please. So I will take this one. And I want that map tile. So I will take map tiles. We have them in those bowls. And that unlocks this right here. And now I've got my lovely map tile. My precious. All right, so from there, I'm going to move my familiar somewhere where it's absolutely useless. So I guess he's... Oh, no, I'm in the village, so that's perfect. I'll come down here. And... Yep. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to get a 2nd... Nope, not a 2nd, but a craftsmanship merit. So this is upgraded. And then... No, actually, before I do that, I'm going to upgrade my dice. That's what I'm going to do, my battle dice. I'm going to get 2 heat, 1, 2, and then I'm going to spend this last bubble to get a chest. So right there, that slides up. And I'm happy with that turn.
I'm going to be coming off the board, going to the build action up there on this top location. Yep, that's me. So my wood drops down, my build goes up. Please go ahead and spawn another build location and let me know what I have to craft.
All right, first option is a top, spend a bubble to get a crystal, and you get a craftsman merit with a bubble. Up here, a bubble for a key, a courage merit for a bubble, spend a bubble for a map with a prestige merit for a bubble.
I will do the bubble for a... It's either a crystal or a map. What do I want more of? I will do the bubble for the map.
Bubble for the map. All right. That is now yours.
Okay. Let's pop on down there. Raise that already. I did my build. I'm going to be revealing my treasure chest, which gives me the option of raising my wood, my build action, taking a build action, or gaining 2 potions. Could you please spawn another build card to let me see what else I might want to build?
Your
What's the
new
one?
option is a bubble for a
You
feather.
don't have wood.
It's a free build action.
You get to
It's
bubble.
It's not doing that action. It's
Are you sure?
Yeah, I can raise this track, or I can just take a build. See, here you spend wood to then trigger the build.
Right.
This is not that. This is
Okay.
take a build.
Yep. And this is you can spend a bubble to advance your feather 1 spot.
Interesting. You'd
would.
get the reward from that too. Oh, I mean, speaking of advancing your feather, I do get to advance my feather because I did a build action,
Yep.
which gives me a little satchel, a little
Item up
baggie.
Yep, that's an item.
Hand those to me in just a moment. So go ahead and pull them off and send them my way. What's that bottom resource there on the new build?
Wood.
Wood.
Gain a wood, or do I want to just gain piles of bubbles? You know, I'm going to take the one that I was debating with the last one there in the stack with the crystal on the top. Yeah.
All right.
I'll trade my location in. Okay. I get an item from that. So, Book of Recipes, double the effect of a potion once per turn. Each hide may be used to attain combat as a lantern. You may use a sword in the bow phase once per turn. I am taking that. Handing those back.
Make sure it's on the unupgraded side.
Flipping it to the unupgraded side. Unless, of course, I have 2 red, which I currently do not. I then am going to go ahead and take an action with my lovely little meeple. I only have 2 bubbles. So the best action would probably be to generate bubbles first. So I think I am going to go ahead and do that. So I can take another on the board action, and then I can generate a bunch. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the pearl action, which is going to give me access. What's the new item I get? Is it a bow and arrow?
Yeah, for each bow and arrow you lock, you may reroll any remaining dice.
Yep, I'm happy to take that. That is going to go ahead and raise my pearl by 1, drop my pearl down to 0. I then gain a bubble, gain a bubble, gain a bubble. 3 bubbles up, and that's my turn. Sure?
All right.
You said you could stop here along the way.
Yes.
I'm going to walk here
All right.
to trigger this.
Yep.
So I would spend a heat to walk there. I would gain a heat from being there. This moves forward, and I get to do a dive action with a discount of 1. I will take the 2 potions, please.
All right.
And then I have a yellow merit, and I have a map tile. I'm going to spend my map tile to explore this over here.
All right.
And so I get a blue flag, I believe,
Yep.
card. And this. I saw you get your little yellow merit over there. Now I'm still in the middle of my move action. These are my potions and everything I got. And now we spawn things. Alright, can you spawn stuff in the deep and the shallow areas? And once you do so, I will figure out where I'm going. I'm going to look at my potions while you're spawning. Ooh, I have a critical hit, which is helpful in battle. And I have a bow and arrow for my 2 potions. Then my blue flag. Come, traveler. I could get you the real deal, but I would need you to get a hold of the ingredients I am missing. Immediately, I get a kelp, which is... I have to take that immediately.
That's your immediate benefit.
Great. And then, what's the second one?
That's when you meet those conditions, and the publisher noted that in order to make that a little bit easier to achieve, instead of having 3 merits, they're going to make that a 2 merit, and we should play it as a 2 merit upgrade. But by the time the Kickstarter is delivered, that's going to be a 2 merit benefit.
So either 2 red merits or a mushroom would turn into this gets you a full track of heat, or
That
No,
is
just that action.
up
oh,
here.
that's that action up there. Okay. Oh, interesting, because that's my next thing, and I was trying to find out what that symbol was.
Yeah.
On a space with a icon. All right. And now I see what you have spawned. Ooh, goody, goody, goody. What do I want?
There's some good stuff out there.
There is. That would be another 1 heat. That would be another 2 heat. I'm going to go 1, 2, which is also another one of here. So 1, 2, but I get a heat back. I'm going to stop here, explore, and take these 2 potions. Can I please have 2 more potions?
Maximum of 6.
Maximum of 6?
Yeah, you can discard down, though.
Okay, sword, and another bow and arrow. And then come here, little familiar. You are gonna go here, and I might take this dive action, which I have a discount of 1. I believe I'm gonna take the 2 bubbles, please.
Alright.
So toss that down. Alrighty, that was my turn.
Very good. Alright. What are we going to do now? Alright. We've got, I'm looking out at that. We've got a cave over there. It looks pretty nice. I think I do want to go caving. I haven't really gotten the things I need to get down there, but I like the idea of it. Yeah, let's just go for it. I don't have to actually defeat anybody. We'll show how cave actions work. So I'm going to move from here. I'm going to go 1, 2, again, using my boots to spend just 1 heat to get that. And I'm going to dive down into the cave. So, the way this works, I've got 3 dice. And if we look at our little cheat sheet here,
He's going to be fighting this little monster.
if you want to show that to the camera, I'm going to roll my dice. 2 sneaks. That's gonna work for me.
And a lantern. Don't you have something with sneaks, or did you not take it?
No, I didn't take anything with the sneak. There was the boots that I thought was very important. And so what's going to happen is, with that monster, where did the monster that was over there go? Oh, he's over here now. So I didn't get any arrows, so had I rolled any arrows, those are applied pre his attack and does damage to him, and if he's defeated, then he wouldn't attack me. But that didn't happen, so he's going to attack me for 4. Each one of these sneaks allows me to avoid 2 damage.
Well, he's going to attack you for 2, and you have to roll his dice.
Oh, sorry, attacks me for 2. Yep. Roll his dice. He hit me for 2
You
more,
will.
so that's 4. And then these 2 are going to prevent all 4 of that damage. The lantern, if I'm not mistaken, only comes into play if I were to defeat the monster. Is that correct?
You gain 1 loot
Okay.
token if you would defeat him.
Yep. So I will bypass him, basically. He lashes out at me, and I sneakily get around him. And I don't get this benefit, nor do I get the benefit of defeating a monster, but I do get the crystal. And then the next monster is revealed, and I've advanced into that. And this crystal here can be pretty valuable later on. And now that I'm in there, I can do a familiar action. And I'm going to drop this familiar down right here. And I'm going to grab, I'm not going to grab the mat, I'm going to grab the bubble that's underneath it.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, I'm going into the mushroom action up there on the main player board. Spending my mushrooms, lowering my mushrooms. I didn't really want to do that, though. 1 second. Sorry.
Alright, so you're not going to the hot
Well,
springs.
I'm almost done with this quest, so I figure it's worthwhile to continue
Yeah, you get a
pursuing
half
it.
point for that.
I'm going to spend 2 bubbles to raise my kelp by 1. I'm going to go to the tavern action. Raising 1, dropping 1. Go ahead and give me... does one of them have a key or a treasure
Yep.
chest? Give me the
This
key.
one has a key, but this one moves your feather along once. Did you want to do that?
No,
And has a mushroom and heat. I don't know.
give me the key.
Key.
Alright.
I need to get a quest sooner or later. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and take both of these. So it'll raise me by 1. It'll tick my key up by 1. And it'll go ahead and give me a... Ooh, I can't use the mushroom.
Still beneficial.
I know.
Yeah.
I felt that way with my kelp when it came.
He's so bad at min-maxing.
I hate not using a mushroom. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're so nice. They're so hard to come by. All right, my little guy's gonna pop up here. I'm gonna get 2 heat from that. I'm gonna do an upgrade action, which is going to go ahead and allow me to flip this card over or go ahead and gain some battle dice. I'm gonna flip this card over for that mark because that's going to go ahead and trigger both of my weapons to be their more fancy
They're not the
side.
same.
Well, this
One's
one,
red.
I already had the brown one technically. I just
You
hadn't
have
looked
2
at it.
browns?
I have 3 browns, I believe. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yep.
So both my weapons are
Where's
a little
your
bit
second
stronger.
red? Up there. Okay.
Then I can start spending bubbles for resources. I have a total of 3 bubbles available. I can gain crystal, map, or any one resource.
I think you can do each one time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and gain
crystal and a map. I guess
a
you want.
wood, a crystal, and a map. All right.
And when you're triggering all these, either tops or bottoms, you can apply them in whatever order you want.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, that's my turn.
All right.
Gonna use 1 heat to walk over here. And then I'm going to pick up this mushroom. And then my familiar is going to go over here. I'm going to grab the crate. Can I please have a crate?
Yep. 1 crate delivered.
I will just continue swiping.
Same day
these.
shipping.
This is a map tile.
All right.
Oh, I might just cash that in right away. And
No reason not to.
grab a map.
All right. You're ready to get down into the caves and start destroying stuff.
No, I'm not.
Oh, look at all
with
those
that?
potions.
Oh, with that?
You got
Yeah.
some good warlike potions over there.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to explore a map tile. I'm over here, and now can I walk to explore? Or do I have to take a ship to explore?
You can walk to explore.
I can walk because my boots are just too effective not to use. So I'll walk across this, explore this. I'm going to spend this map, and I have this focus merit right here.
1 heat for the walking so far.
Yep, and I get to 1 more if I wanted to keep going because I get to cross 2. But let's go ahead and... Oh, and this gives me half a point, so let's...
Did mine?
I didn't get half a point earlier. That must have hit my arm because I did not
No,
get a half point earlier.
You were doing the other side. You flipped it over. You don't get the half point right now. You flipped it over. Turn over the thing. You spent 1 focus merit. That's a 2 focus merit
sorry.
side.
Okay, it's this side. Ah.
Yeah, you have the card in your hand.
Yeah,
I was like,
okay.
You only get 1 reward.
Yes. Okay. Somehow, I don't know how that happened. All right. The camera won't lie. So we're going to flip this over. If we want to now, Sheriff, you want to do the icebergs? And
Just
you've
me.
got the blue for the deep sea. And I will, in the meantime, take a look at the Kraken. The Dark One's last remaining ally and best friend has surfaced, but the creature doesn't seem to be hostile. In fact, it appears to be in pain. And I do not want to see a Kraken in pain. He gives me a pearl as an instant benefit, which I really do like. And then I can collect, after I dive, if I have 3 shield, or sorry, now it's 2 prestige merit, or a potion, I can then upgrade something. So I will hang on to that for after a dive. That Kraken is being very helpful for me. And then I am here. I can continue to move, which I will. Yep, I will continue to move here, and that's all for 1 heat because of my boots. And as my
Explorer's an action.
Nope, that Explorer is an action. So then I would use my familiar way over here.
Did you use Explore as an action, or did you take a resource when you did it?
What do you mean?
When you explored your tile, did you grab something afterwards?
I might have.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think so.
It's easy
I
rule to overlook.
I walked over here to here. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did grab something.
So it's an easy rule to overlook, but oh well, that's the nature of the game. So I'm going to put my familiar here and grab this key, which unlocks now a chest. So I move both of these down, and now I get a chest.
So I would
What
be down
is
1
in my
explore action.
chest? I want one of these to be a mimic and just bite me in the face. Nope, it's a crystal compass. This strange compass always points to the nearest treasure. Carved on its side, you can read, property of Jack the Pirate. So I can choose one of these benefits. I can get a wood and a crystal, either 2 criticals to use in my cave or a build action. I'm going to hang on to that and decide what I want to do with that treasure later.
Sure. Grab the flag symbol. 1 goes here.
Yep.
And then is there another flag
It's
that's
gonna-
on the board?
It's going to end up on one of these other tiles. It's going to be that tile.
Is there only 1 on this?
This one here has a flag here, here, and here.
Should grab another flag. The deep sea flag should be in the deep sea area.
Which one?
No.
Another flag.
No. This is the way, and I'm not sure if this unlocks from the cherry blossom.
No. So when this tile flips, you have a flag here and a flag here.
This one flag will rotate the map in clockwise direction.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So each time it's done, it will rotate.
It'll jump. Okay.
Yep. What I can't remember is does it automatically come out, or is it from revealing a landmark?
They come out automatically, just
Okay,
like
automatically.
your.
Which one do I choose, though? The one that I'm on, maybe? Yeah, we'll self-rule it that way. And if we find out otherwise, oh well.
Because the cherry blossom is going to reveal a location, a
Yep, a
place
landmark.
you can go to. Yeah.
Okay. So that would be my turn.
Not really ready to get back on the board, but I do think it's the thing that I need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and pop back onto the main board. I am going to be exploring over here. I have 2 fists, and I have a map.
All right.
What do I get from that?
You get to reveal the board, and you get a half point.
Reveal the board at a half point. I don't get a quest from that? I was kind of hoping for a quest.
Half point, that's pretty valuable, though.
Yeah.
Especially with points being as hard to come by.
Here's the 2 bags for you.
All right.
Are
you walking there, I assume?
Yeah, I had to go down to the bottom island, which will cost a heat to have been on. So I'm somewhere here. I could have taken a boat there, I suppose. If I took a boat, I would have been over in the other area. I'm kind of waiting for it to reveal like both of you did.
Yeah, but you had to decide how you were walking there beforehand. You don't get to reveal it choosing your way, so you're walking.
Okay.
You spent a heat to
Holy
walk.
cow, look at all these pearls. Oh, one popped
I
out.
did spend a heat.
Okay.
The one that popped out is the one we're going to use. I was waiting for a clean sweep.
Alright, I'll pop on here. I'll grab 2 pearls. It's my little friend. And that will be my turn.
All right.
So technically, I have 1 less exploration turn, so I'm going to walk here and walk here. So that would be 2 heat, but I gain a heat along the way, so it's 1 heat. And then instead of exploring here, I'm just going to use my familiar friend, put him here, and grab the crate. Can I please have a crate?
Yep. There you go.
And this is a map, another map tile. I also on a space. It says it's on a space with the landmark. Does the landmark have to be opened yet?
That's an action. So instead of explore,
This-
it's a hero action.
This thing.
Oh, so what's the condition that has to be met?
It says on a space with a.
Yeah, I guess if you're just on a space with a landmark, I don't know that it
Is
has
that
to be
an
explored
action,
or not.
or can I do that for free?
Well, it's basically when you are on that space and you meet these conditions,
You have to have 3
you get that
you have
benefit.
to have 2 red.
2
No.
red or spend a mushroom.
I can spend a mushroom. So I'm going to spend a mushroom. And that means I get up here. Correct?
You get
Yeah,
one
you
of
get,
them.
you get one of those cards.
Yep. And I'm going to take this. And I'm going to grab a crystal. And this will come off.
All right.
This doesn't reset though. Oh, interesting. Cool.
Yeah, because you didn't actually do the action.
But I finished this action now, technically. So I can't do this again. So.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. Now it's on me, and I want to gather some more resources while they're out here. So I am going to move over here, spending 1 heat, but then I get a heat for being in this lantern spot, so it's net no heat spent. And I will do explore action, taking these 2 mushrooms, which of course one of them I'm going to waste because I don't need both of them. But I'm not really concerned about those things. And then I'm going to nab this treasure chest. I just find treasure to be so interesting. So move that up with that's with my familiar going right here to nab that. Other than that, that is my turn. Pretty quick and easy. Moving on.
There's a decent amount of stuff that I would like to do. But I think the best play is to go ahead and dive into the dungeon that I'm at. So I'm going to venture forth into the dungeon. I'm going to be rolling only 2 dice on this attack. Ugh. That's not the best. But for each arrow you lock, you may re-roll any 1 remaining dice. You may use a sword in the arrow phase once per turn. I'd be looking for 2 damage. This would give me a single arrow. Sword does 2 damage.
Swords do
does
2
2
by standard.
So if I rolled an arrow and a sword, plus did my little guy, I would have
Do you have the heat
enough
for that?
damage to defeat him. I mean, I have 2 heat. I'm fine as long as I hit him with arrows first.
You have to take him out with arrows first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the arrows add up with the swords later, so the combination of those things, just whether or not the monster gets an attack back. Because if you take him out strictly with arrows...
Right, I'm saying if the monster attacks him back, and he won't be able to use his familiar, because it'll take away 2 heat, and then the next heat to use his familiar will send him back up. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because the monster's attack is automatically 2, plus or minus whatever it rolls.
And if you drop below 0...
I don't think I'm quite prepared to go into the dungeon yet. I'm going to move 1, 2, spending 2 heat to get up to that top side island.
Right here, 1, 2. Right
here. I'm going to go ahead and grab the map off of that. I'm going to put my familiar into the little mushroom tile there.
All right.
Can I have a map, Shira?
And your familiar little...
And I'm going to grab the wood.
Wood. 2 wood. Oh, we don't need to give you that. All right.
Okay.
Got it?
It's my turn.
I'm going home. I'm coming up here. Yay. 4 heat.
Yes.
1, 2.
That was looking juicy.
3, 4. I was just 1, 2, 3, 4 heat. And then I am going to spend my crystal that I earned last turn to get an upgrade. That's an upgrade of anything, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to upgrade this for 1, and then I am going to use my familiar to go down here and do a village action. I'm going to do the red action. So I create or move my feather. Oh, I did this. This is do that food action, right?
Yes.
This market action.
Yep.
And so when I did it on this card, does that still count?
I mean, I would say it does. It seems like it.
So this would move. I technically get a free
Cave action.
cave action. I'll take that after, because I'm doing this action anyways again, so I can trigger it right now.
Yep.
I'll do a free cave action. I'm going to... Do I want... I'm going to be taking this one. Oh. This. This will move my feather forward 1, which will get me a half point.
And then that card is done.
And then this card is done. And then this will turn over my heat. Like this. I spent this to get it. This goes up. And that's done. I get a thing over here. And then I'm going to do a free spelunking action down there. Ooh, well, since I was doing a spelunking action, I'm going to use my upgrade to have upgraded my dice instead of this card. Alright. 3 dice, please. Don't know where it's safe to roll. Nowhere.
Not there.
Thanks. Wow. Alright. Symbols, symbols, symbols.
You can cast some magic from your spell book.
I can. Those are 2 spells, and that's 1 loot token. I can use 2 magic as wild. I can use that to flip it to the other side to sneak. Use arrows. Magic is not super helpful in this attack, but...
You cannot use potions.
Yeah, I think you can. Why wouldn't you? Oh, that monster.
Oh.
That monster prevents you from... Yeah, he's got a little bit of a...
Interesting.
Little wrinkle for you.
Alright.
You can just take the hit and skip by him, though.
I'm going to use one of these insight spells to flip a die to the other side. I'm going to use the loot token to flip it to the other side. Sneak, which will prevent the 2 damage, so I won't take 2 damage from it.
Unless he rolls... Oh, boy.
You're awful with this rolling business, Jesse. 2 damage. I assume I can only use each die once. Correct?
Yeah.
And then I will bypass him.
So you'll get a crystal.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
I should have rolled my red die. 1.
All right. I do like all that caving action that you guys are doing, so I'm going to spend 1 heat to move over. Even though I could go farther if I wanted to, I don't need to. It'd just be do it just for the sake of doing it. So I'll head down into the cave myself, even though I'm not at all prepared to actually do anything useful, but if you could hand me those 3 blue die, I just want to keep on going.
This one is your first arrow has no
Ooh.
effect.
This guy's a terrible DM.
He is.
He's the guy that just tries to kill all players.
That's why you
All
roll
right.
it before he gets a chance to roll it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I rolled a 1.
Alright. So,
Your first arrow has no effect. for
yep,
this
so the
monster.
first arrow has no effect. He's going to do 3 damage, 5 damage to me. I
No,
avoid...
4 damage. 2
Oh
plus
yeah,
2.
I always look at the 3. Alright, so that's 4 damage. 2 of those is avoided. I can spend this in here to get 1 heat, which basically makes it effectively 1 damage.
You can also do the next one and flip your arrow, instead of it being an arrow, to the sword.
But the sword would do 2 damage, and it would still be enough to take him down, because I need 3.
Oh, you don't have anything else. Okay.
Nope, I don't have anything else.
Okay.
So, I do not defeat him, but I do only take 1 damage.
No. Yeah.
And
Goes
nope, I
up
move
here.
into this one. I get this crystal, so if you could hand me a crystal, please.
This gets revealed.
That gets revealed, and so does this now. So I revealed this right here. The Dark One's throne. An unnerving breeze permeates through you, as if the Dark One still lurks here. You now feel even more determined to carry on. So immediately, when you enter, you may pay 1 crystal to get 2 upgrades to your hero, and then if you gain a half point per hero card you have. Per hero card. What's the hero card? Is that
Probably these.
per hero card? Per hero level up, or is that just this and this?
I think just that
If
and
you-
that.
Okay.
If you have both of them.
Ah, that seems underwhelming. All right. So my familiar action, I will bring my familiar into... Ooh.
Yeah, because this lets you upgrade your hero. So if you made it to the other one, it's a full point if you've got both of yours
Yep.
unlocked.
Which I guess a full point in
a
this
full
game.
point is
Right.
1/6 of what you
Right.
need to win.
If we're playing Earth, where you can score 200 points, 1 point's nothing. But here, I guess it's pretty valuable. All right, so we're going to plop down here, and I'm going to take this depleting resource.
In Earth math, that is 18 points.
Yes.
It's a pretty good card.
That's a pretty good card. All right, that is the conclusion of my caving. I am spelunking happily.
Okay, I'm going up to that build action up top there. I'm going to be spending my wood, dropping this up. What are my building options, please, good
Oh,
sir?
look at me not refilling as usual. All right, you can spend a bubble to get 2 potions, or on the bottom half would be a courage merit with a bubble. You can spend a bubble to get a key, same thing, courage merit with a bubble, or you can spend a bubble to advance your feather and get a wood.
I'll do the bubble and the feather.
All right.
Popping here. Goes there. All right, I did my build. Then I'm going to go ahead and do my little one. My littling action. I'm going to go across
Did you take the heat from the person there?
Take 1 heat. Across the bottom here, I get a secondary action, and then I get 3 bubbles. 1, 2, 3, and a wood. My secondary action is going to be
Can
the
you
shop.
refresh the market?
My secondary action is going to be the shop over there. I'm going to spend 2 pearls. Move this up by 1. Please go ahead and hand me the items that are available. And that is the end of that turn. Shuri, your turn.
Yeah, you're a meanie face, so... You are.
I'm taking the net of holding, which when I do a dive action, I could gain any resource.
Any of those main resources.
What
Yep.
happens if cards run out?
And I do have 2 yellow, so it's going to go ahead and flip as well.
I think these have to reshuffle.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
So, your little food cards, because there's only 2 left.
Ah, that makes
So.
sense.
Jesse. Here. I'm gonna give this to someone to shuffle. You're just annoying. Okay. I'm gonna go over to that wood action.
Or to the works.
I'm using 4 4 crystals to do 2 wood. I'm going to spend that, increase that, and I will take... What are the top actions? Crystal for a...
Crystal for, or a bubble to get a crystal, a bubble to get a key, or a bubble to get 2 potions. And the bottom is all bubbles
Take
with
bubble.
either...
Bubble to get a crystal.
Bubble to get a crystal.
And sadly, I spent.
And what's been revealed is a bubble for a crate with a kelp on the bottom.
Sadly,
All right.
Spent it. My familiar action is going to go on top, though, and get me 2 heat upgrade over here. And sadly, I have no bubbles to trigger that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. I like that. I need heat. I like that shop action, but it's always so... You know what I haven't done yet? I'm going to go back to the village, and I haven't gone to the hot springs yet this game. I'm going to get 2 heat for that. Moving these guys Mancala style. Bring up 2 heat. Spend my kelp to increase the kelp flow stone, and then I get to pick, finally, a little adventure that I can go on. I am going to do this one right here. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Grandma Honey. And then my familiar is, where is he at? Right here. He's going to come down here to the bottom action, which gives me another one of these. And I get to come across, so I can do this in any order I want, right? So I get the, I guess it doesn't matter on that one. Actually, if I do it in any order I want, couldn't I just do this? Build, take one of these, and then that puts it down, and then as I go in, because you can do it in any order you want, so it makes sense to build first, which I will take this one right here.
Do you have to have the resources when you're doing it?
I don't think you do, or do you?
I've
I
always,
always had the resources.
I've always
okay.
had the resources
All right,
to
then
do
that's-
this free.
Because that's an action,
Yeah, that
unlike
is an
the
action.
other
All right.
which are the symbol of the...
So I just did mushroom. I can do the, all right, so
You
I can do the,
You can get an item.
yep, all right, that's what I'll do. Do I upgrade it still or no?
I always do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I upgraded.
That
it.
You're
makes
taking
sense.
you're taking a full action. You're just not
I just
getting the
need to
heat.
get out and get some wood. Double the effect of a potion once per turn.
Jesse hogs the wood.
You may use
Don't think so.
the magic as a critical
Warthog.
once per turn. I like that. That's what I want to do. And let's make the combat as a lantern. Yeah. All right, I'm taking the gnarled scepter, which allows me to, if I roll a magic symbol, I can use it as a critical instead once per turn.
Nice.
So I do like that. So I've done that. Now I can get a pearl, and that would be my turn.
I'm going to go to the crystal location, gaining 2 heat from the 2 people that are down there. I'm going to spend, sadly, the only one crystal that I
This yellow
have
person there.
in order to go ahead and upgrade. So the question is, do I want to go to level 3, which allows me to take both offerings, or do I want to go ahead and start upgrading my combat dice? I'm going to go ahead and start upgrading my combat dice. I'm going to move my little one to the top. That's going to get me another upgrade action. I'll upgrade my combat dice again. I will go ahead and gain 2 heat, and then I have 3 bubbles to spend. I will move my feather forward by 1, completing this quest objective, gaining me the first victory point of the game. I will go ahead and gain myself a single resource of, I don't really want wood anymore, of a pearl, and I will go ahead and gain myself a single crystal, please. Okay, that's the end of that round.
Can you bring me down? I'm exploring here.
Yep. You are here. All the way down.
Do I want to summon the ship? I will summon the ship for free, and then I'm going to be exploring over here. I have 2 map tiles. 1, 2.
All right.
That's going to give me a half point, which is a full point for me.
1 cycle slower than me.
I know. Alright, and then I'm traveling by ship, so I'm going to be going
Populate.
to a port. Can you pass those bags over here?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Alright, so this will be here. This will be here. This will be here. And this will be here.
Yeah, I think I'm spending too much time in the tavern and not enough time doing the things that are productive.
It could be. I like the tavern action.
And then you said this flag comes out
Yep.
for this?
Yeah, and I
Is
think
this considered a Navy area? This technically is?
yes, that's a deep area, and that's also where a flag goes. And the way I looked at it, you know, whichever iceberg I landed on, I put it in the flag location attached to it.
Alrighty.
Is there a flag here? Oh yeah, okay. That's the other flag.
I am going to use my ship to go into here.
One
This
heat.
dock. 1 heat. And then I am going to put my familiar down here because that was the action to explore and take this flag. And I'll grab this. Jack the Pirate. Alas, the sea favors us at last. Alas, the sea favors us at last. Escort me to my hideout and I'll split all that's there with you. Immediately get a pearl. Nice. And then on a space with a cave, a map for 3 crystals or 2 yellows. I already have 1 yellow. Okay.
All
I
right.
think that's my turn.
It's on me now. And I am up here in the hot springs. I'm going to head back out right here. I'll spend 1 heat to get to this one. And I'm going to go back caving again. I just enjoy that too much.
So far, you've not killed anything.
No, I don't plan on it. I just want to get through it. I don't think I can effectively, unless I have a magical roll.
Because they are getting harder.
They are
time.
getting harder.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to get, you know.
He has not upgraded his dice further or gotten, like...
No.
Okay.
It's all that tavern bravery. Just gonna reach out and say, hey, what's gonna happen here? All right, so I did 1 damage prior to him attacking me.
Justin, do you want to reroll the pink die and get 2 more hits for him?
Yeah, you roll 2 more. Oh, look at that. He's nice to me this time. But it doesn't really matter. So he's gonna do 3 damage to me, which takes me down to 0, so I'm not below 0. So I don't get sent back. I'm gonna do 2 damage to him, which does a 3 total, so that he doesn't die. I have this, which I can spend. Actually, it still wouldn't be enough because if I spent this, that gets me to 4, and I have no way to trigger a critical. Oh no, actually, I can kill him. Check this out.
You're
So,
magical, right?
Yep. So I use the magic. Oh, and I have to use the magic to do that, which means I wouldn't be able to use the magic to do that one. So that'd be 3, 4 damage is the most I can do him. All right, nope, I can't do it. Oh well.
You get 2 gems.
Yep. So I will get 1 heat out of it. I get 2 gems here,
How scary is he?
and I make my way down there. And I'm going to use. Well, can I do the lantern token? I can't do the lantern token if I don't defeat him, can I?
Correct.
Nope.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going through the cave, looking at monsters.
I'm going to move back onto the board. I'm going to move to the island where Shira is, spending 1 heat to do that. I'm going to take that treasure chest, going ahead and gaining me a treasure chest because I have a key and a chest. I'm then going to put my little one down in the bubble next to me, going ahead and gaining 2 bubbles from that location.
This?
Yep. My treasure is very nice. It's an orb of time. They say that the Far King foresaw his kingdom's future, thinking he could prevent it by embracing the dark. This goes ahead and gives me access to a weapon or an item. Can I check that top item there? Just that one. This one, you may spawn...
You may summon the ship to any dock.
I summon the ship to any dock. I don't know that I really want to summon the ship to any dock, though. Can I get an entire wipe on all of the available items?
No.
I'm not going to use this yet. I'll hold on my treasure chest for the time being.
You're a troll?
I saw you go there and I thought, a treasure looks nice.
Yeah, you're a troll.
Yeah. Do you have your key revealed?
No.
No, not yet.
I could have gotten there.
Yeah, but you weren't going to use it immediately. You weren't going to make the most
Alright,
of it.
is
really.
that it?
That is my turn, yeah.
Alright, then. I am going to go walking because Jesse's mean. And I'm going to spend 1 heat to come over here. And... pick this up for 2. And then, do I want to... move him is the question. Yeah, we are going to move you here and grab the 2 potions. These will be my last 2 potions because I have 6. Please, 2 potions.
2 potions coming right up. There you go.
Thank you.
Imbibe responsibly.
Another arrow and a magic. Okay.
All right.
You're so mean. I was literally going to take that. I didn't even have to move and spend my heat.
All right.
Did I
I'm
go down on my
going
heat? I don't think I
to
did.
move here. And then do an iceberg encounter. So I will take this card here. This will then rotate to the next flag spot. And immediately I get a wood. And then on a space, I think this replaces with this one. So I never did this.
They're different colors,
Oh,
though.
no, they're both white, so I have to
Oh, they
replace
are?
this. I did meet this earlier, but I forgot about it, so I guess I lose out on that. So we'll get rid of that. And
You can take it if you want.
that was so
We're
long
nice.
ago, though. It was when I was here last turn. Actually, at the beginning of this turn, I guess I could say that at the beginning of this turn, well, no, I just sail there, so I did not do it. I have not sailed in a long time. So I actually did not meet that requirement, and it's not, whatever. All right, do I have 2? I do not yet. I have very little resources. I've built 0 engine, so I just have a Pond of Serenity. I'm going to bring my familiar over to this spot and grab this key, which does get me a treasure chest. So if I may have a treasure chest.
You're evil. Sorry. I should probably leave that hidden for you.
And this right here is either 2 critical. Okay. Can I use the treasure chest whenever I want? And I just pick one of these?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go ahead and do a build action just because I need to get that going. And I will take this right here, line that up, and get myself a little bit more going for me. And I think that concludes my turn.
Okay. I'm going to spend 2 heat to move to that far island
Go
with the
over
tree.
there! 1,
Yep.
2.
I'm going to go ahead and
That'd be, you were here?
Yep.
So you went 1? Oh yeah, 2. Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and activate that lovely tree, flipping that top card there. Please hand it to me. We have the Feather Sanctuary. Branded as the first ever council, it is believed that the peacocks have been assembling annually since the dawn of civilization. Choose one, complete your little guy, or gain a little guy, and move the feather. So Feather Sanctuary is going to go up there. Because I revealed that, I get to go ahead and place a cube down on it.
Yes.
Okay. So a cube goes on it. That gives me a half victory point, and I could complete my helper, or I'm going to go ahead and gain a helper. So please give me the one on the top of the pile at the moment.
You're not working on that one over there, right?
I'm done, yeah. Green one on the top of
That
the pile.
green card, top green card.
All right. This one?
Yep. And it'll let me move my feather forward
Yep.
by 1.
And then that unveiled that token that's by your... It's right there. So that now goes there. So that is now in that spot.
When I moved my token forward by 1, I gained a key. I also should have 2 secret objectives from the first space here. Then I'm going to go ahead and put my adorable little fuzzy creature into the... Is there a pond there? Yeah, the pond with the red kelp. And I'm going to grab the treasure chest off of that, triggering a
What
key.
treasure chest?
The crate.
The crate?
Oh, there's a crate. Ugh.
You want a crate?
Yeah, I wanted a treasure chest, but I'll take a crate.
All
That's
right.
technically not. I moved the wrong people.
Crate gets me a crystal. I'll go ahead and trade it in for a crystal immediately. Ah, I thought that was a treasure chest.
No, darn.
Oh, well.
Oh, bother.
Okay.
Alright. I am... Are you done?
I am done, yeah.
I am going to go here with 1 heat, pick up a mushroom, and then I am going to use my friend to go here, grab that map tile. Your turn, Jesse.
No.
Or me.
No, Dennis.
All right. I don't know why I'm obsessed with the cave. I just love the cave. And I'm going to go back and do it anyways, even though it's
Even though you have not upgraded anything?
I know, I haven't upgraded anything.
Okay.
Let's just see what happens.
Defeating creatures seems to be like a thing that should be done if you're exploring the cave constantly.
I would think it should be done.
Yeah.
And I just want to do a lot with a little, so I want to see if I can defeat this guy without actually having a ton of stuff.
But you haven't defeated the level 4, the level 3, the level 6.
No. I could have defeated that last guy, and that's what I realized. I misplayed myself.
Yeah.
I had these 2 criticals down here, and I could have turned...
You just got that treasure chest.
I had it on this one too, though.
Oh.
So afterwards I realized, because I had it in my head earlier, then when it came time to, I had imbibed too much of the tavern and forgot. So let's just see what happens. Didn't get the roll I wanted. I can spend heat to re-roll something.
Yeah.
So I will re-roll this
You don't have much heat.
Nope, I don't have much heat.
He is going to deal +2 damage unless you have a lantern.
Which I do.
Okay.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get there. I needed
If
to
he
roll
knocks you-
something.
if he knocks
if
you
I
out-
could have rolled one sword, I could have gotten there.
Yeah, here's the thing to be concerned about. If he knocks you out,
I
you
just
do
go
not
back.
move forward.
Right, I do not move forward, but I go
Why
Yeah.
not?
and get some heat.
If he
Oh,
knocks
if
you out,
if
you don't go
kills
forward.
you, yeah.
Actually, I think you still do
You don't.
move forward. Are you
Nope.
sure?
Yep, positive.
All right, anyways, that's unimportant. So I will just go up to there.
You'll be in the center, technically, over.
Yeah, actually, I'm on this right here.
Okay.
And I'll get 2 heat, and I'll take 2 potions, which is
One
going
potion.
to... Oh, 1 potion. Okay, 2 heat, 1 potion.
Or 4 heat.
And finally, I get a potion that's going to be useful when I go out there and bang my head on a brick wall again. I can still do a familiar action, though, right? Now that I'm there, would my familiar action be a village action? Whereas here, it would have been a map action?
Yeah.
All right, so my familiar is here. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to grab my pearl, grab my bubble, and then I will trade in... What is that telescope up there? What does that do?
Lets you
Summon
call
the
a ship
ship.
wherever. You don't
Oh.
need it.
Pish posh. Okay. And then I will... I'm going to spend 2 bubbles to get a wood. For my action here, I will do the build action. Let's get this. So I'll spend this, move this up. And then I will... Do I want to grab a key? That might not be bad, but I'm going to take the mushroom. Yep, I'll take the mushroom. And there we go.
Okay. As a free action, I should have done it last turn, but I'm going to go and do it now. I'm going to place this mark down on that
Is
little...
it free?
Yep. Little shrine that I'm at. Gets me a free upgrade, so I'm going to go ahead and move my dice up 1 more level. I've got 2 heat left. So, theoretically, I should make the most of being on this island while I can. So I'm going to move 1, 2 down here to this bottom corner.
Stop it!
I'm going to go ahead and reveal the next tree location.
Why do you do everything I'm about to do?
I don't know. The Wanderer's Bazaar. Stumbling upon the bazaar is considered very good luck, but don't expect to find it again. It will be gone before you know it. I'm going to go ahead and place a cube, and immediate action, I could spend a bubble for any resource any number of times. I only have 2 bubbles, sadly. But
How do we get cubes up here? We have to just go to the place?
You just go to the
place.
I will go ahead and spend 2 bubbles for 2 pearl resources. Then I'm going to go ahead and play my little tiny friend down in the stump location. And I'm going to grab the 2 kelp
Yeah, of course you are. 'Cause that was what I was wanting.
the board.
You are so annoying.
If you went in a different direction, we wouldn't be having this problem.
No, it's your fault that you are going in the direction I'm trying to go.
So that's my turn. I am 1 step ahead of Shira at every turn of the angle.
How do I
apparently.
trigger this?
You have
B.
to go to...
It's in the sea area right here.
Yeah, so
Yep,
you have to
so
have a
you have
boat in the deep sea area.
Right, you have to just call a ship there, and you have to have
Okay.
access to a ship to get to it. So if you're on this... there's a dock
It's
right here,
it's a deep
or
sea,
a dock right here.
Yeah, it's a deep sea adventure.
It's a deep sea adventure.
Gotcha.
So if you're on this, and you have a boat here, you can use it, or if you're there and you have
What
a
color
ship...
card would it be? It would be the blue if it was a deep sea, not
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
ice?
blue is
Okay.
deep sea,
So I don't
white
want-
is
I
if
don't
it's on
want
an
a blue-
iceberg.
I don't want a blue then. I want Jesse to stop being mean.
You can go where I went.
No, because I want the 2 kelp.
He already ate it.
It's hard, man.
And you're in the spot.
Oh, that's frustrating.
You're
that's really
you're a
difficult.
jerk. You're very, very mean.
I like this game.
I forgot to do this.
Don't like Jesse.
Triggers 1 point.
Oh, you forgot that point that you get.
Well, from that card, I get the half point there.
Yeah, I know, I get it. I'm in dead last with 0 points. Right where I want to be. No one's paying attention to me.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Alright, well then I'm gonna go up here.
That looks like a really good place to go.
You be quiet. You've taken like my turn like 3 times already. It's very annoying. I'm gonna get a free upgrade for my crystal, and then I'm going to go down here, getting 2, 1, 2, and I am going to spend 2 to increase this to get an item. This goes down, and then I am going to double the effect of a potion once per turn. I technically have 2 yellows, so this flips over. What does the bottom part of these cards mean?
So you get to...
Immediately set a dice, or...
I think this one is... You use a dice.
So...
You know what? I'm not sure about that iconography.
Because
Because normally that means you can place a dice.
I believe you can get rid of a dice in order to gain a key or a treasure chest here.
That's what it seems
Because
like.
this allows me to get to use a dice to immediately get one of those things. So this will allow us to use a dice to get one
That's
of those.
that's what it seems like.
Say that again?
You could use a dice, get rid of a dice, to get a key or a treasure chest when you're fighting.
Okay. Alright. And so I use that, and I got 2. Alright.
Monsieur?
All right, me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to come back up to... Where am I at now? I'm over there in the healer's tent. And I am going to... What's that?
I didn't get my point when I took this off either.
Oh, that's a point.
So that's revealed. So I'm at 3.
All right, you're halfway there. All right, I am going to... Let's see, what do we want to do here? I would love to do a build action, but I need a bunch of wood, and I don't know how to get all that. All right, there's some wood out there. This is on here? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to come out, spending 1 heat to come over here. So I spend a heat, and I will reveal a landmark right here. So let's take a look at this. I need the broken ship icon. Sunken shipwreck, mostly serving as a cautionary tale to aspiring sailors. The lost ship is also a great treasure hunting site for those with good lungs. The immediate benefit is a dive and gain the X reward. So I get 2 bubbles. So it's a dive. I immediately gain, well, no, I guess that stays right there. So I'm going to get 2 bubbles, 1, 2. And I place my cube here.
No, looks like it gives you an upgrade.
And I get a half point, which gives me my first point. Yay!
And a free upgrade.
Oh, and a free upgrade. Man, I am just rolling in upgrades. Look at that. I got 4 dice now. Watch out, Cave. I'm coming back. Now I got a familiar action, so let's bring this little guy. Something very familiar about him after all this time we've spent together. I'm going to come over here and grab... You know what? Instead of the kelp, I'm going to grab this pearl that he landed on and get that maxed up, being prepared for that. And that is the end of my turn, Mr. Anderson.
Okay. I am going to go up to the Pearl action slot Shira. Spending all my pearls, moving that up by 1. You don't need to throw them. I'm going to gain 2 heat. Go ahead and hand me that lantern. The lantern is immediately going to flip because I do have... Oh, do I have another red? I only have the 1 red. The lantern is not immediately going to flip, I don't think. Oh, no, I do have the other red. I thought so. It's going to flip. It gives me the ability to use lanterns for heat if I would like. Probably won't use that too often, but nice to have either way. While I am up there, I'm going to go ahead and use my adorable little fellow to take a additional bubble gaining, 3 bubbles, wood gaining, 1 bubble, and location action. I'll spend 2 bubbles to go ahead and gain 1 kelp. I'll do the top kelp action, Shira. So it's going to take a heat off and put it over here. I'm going to go ahead and take...
You're doing this?
No, I don't move there.
Oh, okay, you're doing it.
I'll take the one on the top of the pile. So it's going to get me 2 more bubbles, 1 more pearl, 1 more heat, and I think that's it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take it. We'll set it over here until we're ready to shuffle it back in. All right. What do you got for us, Shira?
Don't say you were going to go there.
No.
I'd be so embarrassed.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
I feel
I'm going to take 4
terrible
heat.
about that.
We'll just go up here.
That's not you.
You are right there.
I'm going to go up here, take 4 heat, and I'm going to move this up here, get a free upgrade. This is going to turn over, get 2 more heat, 1, and then I'm going to spend both crystals to gain 1 of you, any resource of any type. I would like this. Okay.
All right. On me now?
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are all in places that I wish they were in different places. All right.
You have a lot of crystals. You can spend any number of them too, by the way.
I know. I've been looking at that, but I'm waiting for some villagers to be there so I can use it to also get some heat, which is what I really
But if you
need.
get heat, you're going to go fight again, and we've all seen that's not the right decision. So honestly, reducing the amount of heat you have access to...
That's probably for my own good. Is that what you're saying?
It is exactly what I'm saying.
Ah, man. All right. Let's do this then. I'm going to spend that last
How did
heat.
you get there? Oh.
I was already here.
Okay.
And I was deciding if I wanted to go up there, but I'm just going to keep on trekking. I'm going to grab this wood. I'm going to just transfer him over to this spot, and then he can grab this crate. This then moves me over here. I'm finally going to start doing some things that have synergy, and that gets me 2 potions, of which I am now ready to go fight some people. I can't wait. And that's my turn.
Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and move onto the main board here. I'm going to go... I'll go over to this top corner island. As a free action, I'm going to go ahead and drop both of my marks down on it. Gets me 2 more victory points. And then...
Can you do both in the same...
It's
is
a
it
free,
once per
it's a
turn
free
free
action,
or is it
so
just a free action?
It's a free action.
Interesting.
I don't know that it didn't specify that you could or couldn't do both of them.
Okay.
But it's an open action, so I assume it's kind of like the campfire.
So you get 2 upgrades then.
Why do I get 2 upgrades?
Because both of these have the upgrade symbol.
Technically, I would get 2 upgrades. I'm running out of things to upgrade.
You get your next
Well,
card if you
yeah, you get
upgrade.
your next- you get
So
your
3
explorer.
and then 4.
I'll put it to 4. That gets me a... Okay, 4 gets me a half point. Yeah. Oh, is that 4 or 5? That's
is
4. Okay. And then I've got my little guy left that could do something. The only thing I think he can do, though, is bubbles. So, little guy will move onto the board, and he'll give me a bubble. Oh, I guess he could do the deep water dive, couldn't he?
Yeah, that's... Wait, where's that at?
Right here behind this. Yeah.
Yeah, he could do that.
We'll do that instead.
All right.
So diving down. What do I want to seek? Map.
When you go to a place,
No.
is it either do a cave action or an explore action and take a resource?
Correct.
Okay.
Take a key. What do I have here? Interesting.
Are you done?
What's interesting?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. I'm going to come down here, and then I'm going to step here for 1 heat,
All right.
and I'm going to go down to the cave.
All right.
5
Let's
dice,
see.
please.
Oh boy, she's got 5 dice. She's gonna be the first one to defeat a monster.
I'm rolling this.
But I'm just gonna run it through that cave recklessly. Look at that.
Alright. So, he would be dealing me 3 damage. I have this, takes away 2 damage.
Yep. So first you do the 1 damage to him with your arrow, unless you're gonna.
First arrow has no
Still
effect, though.
Still figuring it out.
Yep.
I've got 2 magic. So, I can do stuff with my magic. I can do magic and flip this over. Yeah. I'm gonna use 1 magic. Flip this over to a sword. My 2 swords will take him out. This is going to prevent 2 damage. He's going to deal me 1 damage.
Do you have the item that's giving you the +3 on your swords?
Why +3?
He's a 6.
I'm not there.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking about myself. Ah, yes.
I have a 3 damage person
Sorry, I'm only seeing through my own lens.
to take out, so I don't need to. And then I'm going to use my last magic to get me a heat back.
All right.
So that effectively negates his damage. I take out this guy.
Well
Here.
done.
I will get a secret objective, and I will get a crystal. Moving up. There's no 1s. Does anyone have... Can you cash in your 3s?
Yep.
Take
Here you go.
2 of these. Over here. Put this in here. I get 1 for doing that. And then I'll take a purple 1.
All right. A cave encounter.
And then this will come out. And I'm also going to do this on a space with a cave. Spend a map tile to get 3 more crystals. So now I've done this. And then I'm going to do you. The Lair Guardian. The beast is zealously guarding the narrow path. Fighting it would be dangerous, but you see a way to sneak past it and get to the stash silently. Immediately gain another crystal. And then after combat, have 2 sneaks, and you get both a treasure and a key. And then I can do something with you. You are gonna come down on to this location, and I'm gonna grab this and increase this by 1.
All right.
And then choose one of these. All right, that's end of my turn.
All right.
Do I get to do this action when I'm here?
No,
Over
that's
there?
the
It's only
first
in
time. The
person?
first time that happens, it unlocks that.
Okay.
So, all right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move my little guy over here, spending 1 heat, and I'm gonna do this action right here. Now, if I'm out of space with 2 crystal shrines, and I don't have that yet, I can spend a potion. I'm gonna wait until after this turn. I'm gonna see what happens. All right, so let me do the iceberg encounter. Lake of Wishes, fueled by the belief that the water here has healing capabilities, you feel inclined to deliver a vial to an injured adventurer currently trapped in the dark caves. Because that's where I spend all my time. I immediately get a mushroom. And if I'm on a space with a cave, which is going to replace...
Oh.
Yep, I'm going to replace this again.
Can I have done this to get a loot token? I wouldn't have been able to have
Yeah,
used
you wouldn't
him
have done
over there.
it over there.
Okay,
So,
thanks.
all right. I forgot that I was going to end up replacing this card, so I just ended up not doing another one. But I am not too far from being able to do this right here. All right, now my familiar is going to show up. And my familiar is going to... I have no heat to spend. So I will have him plop down right here and take that bubble. All right. There we go.
I'm going to move 1, 2 across to the shipwreck token. I'm going to take the heat mark that I have and place it up there.
This one right here?
Yep, it's going to get me a upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and start building my second set of abilities. I then am going to get a point because I had a half point and a half point close, so push me up by 1. That's going to gain me an additional point because I'm the first one to hit 6.
Yep.
Why does that give you an additional?
First one to hit 6.
That's not a point.
Oh, it's a half point, sorry.
It's a half point.
So
Oh,
not quite there yet.
So we get one more turn, and then we finish this round and then do another one. So,
You will
I went
have-
first.
You will have...
so this is the end of that
I
round.
thought I went first.
No, Shira went first.
Did she?
Yep.
You'll have one turn.
Okay.
I don't know that I can catch up.
What's the second action there? What's the immediate action? On the shipwreck?
Dive and gain the X reward.
Okay, so I'll gain... sadly, there's a key there.
Yep.
I already
You
have a key, so it's going to be a wipe. Anything else I want to do? I'll go ahead and take that top item up there. Sure, with my treasure. This is a lovely mystical shadow cloak. It will go ahead and upgrade because I have... Do I have 2 green? It will not upgrade because that's the only thing I don't have multiple of.
Alright, are you done with your turn?
Mm-hmm.
You triggered endgame? Alright. I am still on this island down here. I'm gonna fight this next monster. So, rolling 4 of these, 5 of these, and rolling 1 for him. Alright, so he would deal me 4 damage. All of my symbols. So I have 2 sneaks, which are going to prevent my damage, and I need them for this card. Then I have a critical hit plus 1 damage to all. What's his ability? The monster attacks
He's
first.
a +2 unless you have a lantern.
Huh?
So he would do...
No. He attacks first before the arrow.
You're still looking at yours.
Oh, alright. Yeah.
He attacks first. I still could provide my sneaks, right?
Yep.
I still prevent his damage, so he's going to deal me all 4 damage. But in that case, then the arrow is not really... Before...
Well, you have all those potions.
I know. The arrow doesn't really do anything, though, right?
The first
Well,
arrow doesn't.
The arrows will still do stuff second.
So,
Wrong monster. This one.
Yeah, right here. So the first arrow doesn't
No.
hit.
That's not what it says.
No?
The monster attacks before the arrow.
Okay.
The arrow still does damage.
Will the arrow still do damage?
He just is attacking you quickly.
Okay.
Well, I'm just deciding whether I go for it with arrows or do I have
It doesn't matter either way. He's attacking you first.
Okay.
Either way.
So then I can spend 1 arrow. I have this, which is going to add to all of my arrows. So 1, 2, 6. So it'll be 6 damage with this. This is going to take him out. I'll have my 2 sneaks at the end of the attack, which will get me a key and a chest. It'll get me... Is that what this says? Just, it gets me an open chest?
Yep.
Okay. So, that gets me 1 of these. And then I also get the reward. So I get the half point for beating him. I would get a secret objective. What's that? Up arrow.
That's move one of your flow stones up. Or you take a scroll, a secret objective.
If I move it up, I'm still in that location. Can I do it as a free action? Put it down?
I think so. That's a free action, so.
We're going to move this up. We're going to put this over here, which gets me
gives
a
you a
point. And a free upgrade. That upgrade will be used to upgrade this. So that was the half a point. I move over here. I get 2 crystals. So 3, 1. I think that's the end of my turn. I've spent these guys.
You did your familiar action?
I have not done my familiar action. Thank you.
Yeah.
Not that my familiar can do much to help me, right? It can't trigger any events, can it? Are resources worth anything at the end of the game?
I don't think so. I'm not.
Let me see what my treasure chest does.
Whatever your secret objectives are, there might be things.
Certain things will do tiebreakers, but you're gonna go points first. So secret objective is really the only way you're scoring at the end of the game, I believe.
And he can't come down to one of these actions, correct?
You're not there.
No. You have to be in a village for that.
Okay. What's this symbol?
That's your little quest, guys.
So I might as well do that. I'll take a quest guy because it'll give me an endgame potential scoring.
One of these?
Yeah,
You
with
have
this.
particular preference?
I mean, it doesn't matter, right?
She's just doing it to get the end game scoring
First
scroll.
one. Yeah.
Alright.
So then this goes on here. I get a choice of 2 of these guys. I think that, and then he can still go. He's gonna take the wood from where I'm on this location, I think. We'll go. I'll just stay there. Grab this wood.
Can't stay in the same spot technically. But.
Fine. So move him up.
What, this guy?
Yeah, move him up there.
Up to there?
Yep.
Alright.
Last action.
Alright, last action. I have nothing useful to do. I am out of heat, so I can't actually move anywhere other than to just stay here and explore or go up there. I have 1, 2, I have 3. Basically, I have a whole bunch of nothing that I can do that's useful. So, rather than waste everyone's time, I'll just go up here and take 4 heat.
Gaining heat?
Just gain heat.
Alright,
There's nothing useful I can do.
I saved mushrooms for my last action.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Popping up to the mushroom action up there. It's going to get me a green card and...
You already have 1 active, so you would have to get rid of it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Going to get me a green card and 2 scrolls.
Do you have a particular?
No. All I'm doing it for is endgame scoring. And then if you want to go ahead and grab the rule book, just so we can double check endgame scoring there, make sure we're not missing anything. But I believe the secret scrolls are the only thing we're really going to be paying close attention to. These scrolls would have been nice to have had earlier. They're not the most useful immediately.
Well, instead of taking a wood with my thing, I'm gonna have used my familiar and spent a heat to have gotten a loot card. Can you draw me a loot? I'm curious what it is.
A loot?
Yeah, so I could have done this during my battle.
Oh, you crate, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the loot. What's the loot? 1 loot token.
Okay, which one's the loot token? I forget. Gain 1 loot token. Oh, okay. That comes from this right here.
Yeah.
Alright.
Do you have any game scoring? Did you have it pulled up yet or no?
It's just basically count your objectives.
Yeah, so that's
Your
it.
secret objectives, and that's it. And then once, if there was a tie, then the half point would be the first tiebreaker.
Yep. So we're at endgame. My secret objectives are have both wood and pearls to the very top, gives me another point. Have pearls and kelp to the top, gives me another point. Have 5+ brown and yellow, gives me a half a point.
It's yellow and red, I think. Is it?
I have yellow, red, and brown and yellow.
Gotcha.
Both of them are qualified.
So
2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so
So-
it's a full point?
Well, I already had half a point, so it's
One and a
it's a
half.
point and a half. And then this final card have 3+ as this bottom one, which will be another half a point, so another full point.
So 10.
10 total.
Alright. Shara?
I don't think I can get any of mine. I wasn't quite ready. What does this one mean?
So that one
Top.
means, yep, so you have to have your resource all the way up.
Okay.
Fully filled.
Gotcha. Fully filled
Alright.
to where my limit is, or fully filled to...
I believe to where your limit is.
Okay.
Because the other ones are triggering if you have it out of here.
And then this one is have this guy out.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I don't get any of mine.
Not even the halves?
No,
Okay.
I don't have the combination of them.
Dennis, are you going to beat me?
I don't think so. I'm at 1 and you're at 10, and I realized that I forgot to take all my secret objectives because I did these many times and I never took secret
no.
objectives. So I don't have anything. I'm stuck at 1, and I didn't even defeat a monster.
I defeated a monster.
So I do think with your strategy, defeating some of the creatures might have been a worthwhile place to start.
Oh yeah.
Like if I was going to go cave diving, I would have maybe focused on winning any of the battles. Because you really can generate good resources from the bag, from lanterns, but I think you started doing this a little bit earlier than you were ready, and then you overcommitted to the approach.
It was fun.
I do think you... Oh, does this go on the location?
If you don't take it,
if you don't
can put
take it, it
there.
does.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I do think this was really helpful to you. You had it both game.
It didn't...
It gets you early game resources by being able to take both of those.
It gets me some. It certainly gets me some.
I haven't
certainly-
used mine at all.
I
And so-
certainly used it and it directed part of my strategy, but I think the biggest thing that I did that you two weren't doing was I focused heavily on town actions. Like I think in the first couple rounds of the game, I had more town actions on average than either of you, maximizing pushing this up and maximizing building out my structures.
Yeah,
Because
but to get
this,
the wood, there wasn't enough wood on the board. So I'm saying, like, you using that, this gets you usually a resource, and it can get you a wood, and it can get you heat, it can sustain you.
yeah, it gave me a little bit more resources at the beginning of the game. That's certainly true.
I think this is an
First
excellent...
impressions, general overview, what do we think? Shira's not sure. She's still, you're conflicted mostly because you lost horrendously.
I'm conflicted because there was, like, a very big gap in points. I'm trying to figure out where that stems from.
I think the game swings towards, like, the very first half of the game is building your engine, and then you drive endgame pretty quick once you have your engine built. And I kept hammering home on the most obvious points on the table.
Right.
So your engine, you typically build longer-term engines than I do.
Yeah.
And so I closed the game fairly quickly because I went after the thing that was sitting right in front of me.
Yeah.
That's not uncommon for race-to-win type of games when we're playing together.
Yeah.
What do you think? First impressions?
I like the game. I think for me, personally, I'm still not used to playing on camera, so I was just doing stuff to do stuff.
Yeah.
I missed my secret objectives. I missed advancing things. I missed so many things that were obvious. Even, when I was trying to fight that one monster, I had criticals in here. I could have actually, defeated the monster. So that was one of my big faults, but I think this is an excellent case study in how not to play versus how to play.
So you're saying you need to come back more frequently.
Yeah, if you want to know how to play this game good, come back and study this video, watch it a couple times, and this is going to get you, competitive good. You're just going to follow this guy over here.
I like a lot of what's happening here in Floe. I do think the game engine is simpler than what a lot of Fantasia games has put out, which is supposed to be this line. Like, it's supposed to be Pika Games calling card. I'm really excited to see in the end game all the little extra envelopes you open and the little stuff that make it. It's not a legacy game, but there's little extra mechanics that got added in. Because the entire time I've played, we've played a few games now. I've watched some gameplay videos. I've read through the rulebook entirely. And the only thing it's left me with is the desire for there to be more in this world. I love adventure games. I love storytelling games. I can kind of envision and picture and experience this. But I want more. I want more quests. I want more objectives. I want to understand a little bit on a deeper level what the missions I'm being sent out for are. There's a few games that this has been compared to. Near and Far, Above and Below from Red Rising, which has that experiential storytelling, has a little bit of the 4X resource management, go on a quest book, but it has a little bit more depth when it comes to the storytelling because each adventure has a little bit of choose your own adventure. This is adjacent to that. I don't know which one I prefer when it comes to the gameplay experience. I think this, when it comes to strategy, is deeper than Red Rising, deeper than Near and Far or Above and Below, but I think that game is deeper in story, and I like story a lot. The other thing that pops to mind when I'm playing through this, I'm blanking on what pops to mind when I'm playing through this. Let me think through it real quick. Oh, it's compared to Everdell a lot. Andrew Bosley's style artwork, the adorable little meeples. There's even a quote on the Kickstarter page saying that it's the most immersive world since Everdell. That's a quote from Andrew Bosley himself. And I believe him in that. I think he's worked on the lore, the characters, the creatures. Like, everything feels very cohesive and very unified. But I do think when I play Everdell, the artwork and the style and the nature of the game leads to me telling more stories in my mind than the artwork does here. I don't know. This is all fantasy, whereas Everdell's all characters. They're squirrels that I see outside. They're birds that I see perching on my windowsill. And so I have a narrative already from life that plays into that. I don't know what a 1-2 is. He's very cute, but I don't have any. I actually need more story here than what it's giving me for it to be equivalent to the depth and the immersiveness that Everdell presents.
Now, you're a man of thematics and imagination.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that you can't imagine
No,
that
I for sure can imagine it, but it doesn't. The artwork alone doesn't bring me to the level that Everdell does. That's my only argument. Everdell, I imagine the Robin having its own home life, and he's a good dad, but he works too late on the weekends, and the kids don't see him that often. So when I see him in Everdell, I think like, oh, his kids are going to have some mental health issues when they're about 18 because dad drinks too much. Like, I know that story. The 1-2.
He kind of reminds me of, all right, so if you're into 21 Pilots, there's the group of fans called Clickies. There's a character in their videos that is called Ned, and he's got little horns, and he's, white. He's not furry, but, those horns give him magical powers, and they can actually take over.
I'm under the impression that Jomi here is actually a blood-sucking leech creature just covered in false hair. Like, I think he consumed the body of a 1-2.
Yeah.
And now he... So, the game...
It's funny because, like,
the game needs to give me more.
It's funny because I don't feel that way at all. I don't feel a need for any more narration.
But you never do.
I never do. Like, I'm in some sense the complete opposite of you, where I am looking for mechanics. And if we're comparing it to Everdell, like, as you said, that's a great comparison. Everdell, while I still have to dive back into it, and I haven't always enjoyed it in the past, I feel like the mechanics are a little bit more cohesive. There's something here that felt a little disjointed to me, and it's still prototype form, and I know they're still doing development. There wasn't a player aid, which is harder for me to remember all the actions that you can do in all the spots and all the things that count as actions, and when there's exceptions to those. It felt a little bit more separate and less cohesive of the mechanics. And I look towards mechanics first, and then theme second.
I think the mechanics are pretty thematically driven, and so they actually clicked for me pretty well, because I can understand what it's costing me to do different things, because it's all built into the story that's being told.
Gotcha.
Which is where you usually have trouble with the game and where it clicks, which might be a reason why...
Which is why player aids help me, because then it's a visual reminder of icons, which is thematically driven. Like, when I can spend my bubbles. You can spend the bubble to technically bring the ship. There's nowhere that it says this.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more disjointed for me, but I like the worker placement, I like the actions, I like all the different areas, I like fighting the monsters, honestly, which, I do it in the Red Raven games as well, so there's a lot here that I was enjoying, and I want to see more, but I don't care about the flavor text or narrative stuff.
I do like it. I think that this is a game, and I probably enjoyed it. It sounds like I enjoyed it a little bit more than maybe even both of you guys, even though I did by far the worst. The thematics I like, the village actions, I like those locations. You got a tavern, you've got the hot springs. I can just imagine going into town, getting warmed up, talking to your villager friends, getting rejuvenated with them, then going back out into the world, spending, whatever endurance you have and the warmth and getting out to the places you want to go and having these adventures. I love exploration games. So, like Clink Catacombs, where you're flipping tiles. Here you're flipping tiles. I love that in a game. Going way back to the 7th continent of just, going out and discovering new lands. So I really like that aspect of it. I could see, expansions adding, different types of tiles and things of that sort in the future. But, this was my favorite part. Even though it wasn't, the way I did it didn't effectively get me to a winning condition, I just enjoyed this. I like the dice rolling.
I needed to have done
this
it
game
earlier
gives you everything. It gives you
game.
dice rolling. It gives you, exploration. It gives you, the ability to go up here and have like a rondelle, moving benefit of these, villagers getting together and then separating out again. I like the game. I would play it again. I enjoyed the experience.
Are you thinking of backing it?
I'm thinking about it. I've backed a lot less games. I'm one of those typical Kickstarters. So all you creators out there, we're getting a little bit burned out on all that we backed in 2020, 2021, 2022. They're all starting to deliver now, and the backlog's building up quite a bit. Because I've backed 50-some games in a couple of years' time. Mm-hmm. So they're all starting to deliver now. So my backlog is growing. I'm backing a lot less on Kickstarter. I haven't decided if I'm going to back this, but I'm giving it... When I saw it launch, I didn't even look into it. Because I was like, unless something really drives me to it, I'm intentionally trying not to tempt myself. And so I didn't allow this to tempt me. Now that I've played it, I'm tempted. And so I haven't made a decision as to whether I'm going to get in and back it. But if I did back it, I would be happy to do it. I just haven't decided if I'm going to spend the money yet.
The only thing I'm looking for out of this game is more... elements of strategy and mechanic systems to play with, and already on the Kickstarter, I know they have revealed some of those. There's bigger bosses to fight. For instance, you have these specifically like cave level bosses that you can encounter, and so and the cards are going to be there's going to be more depth in the items. There's going to be more depth in the characters and the quests and everything like that. So the only thing I'm looking for really is just more story. I don't know that they're going to provide that specifically, but maybe through the emergence of more artwork and more mechanics on the game board, I'll have a little bit of that more, naturally. Do we want to give a final, our judgment call rating? Do we want to give a scale rating on it so far, or
what kind of point scale? 5, 10?
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
Out of 10, like your gut check.
Okay.
I'm at a 7.6 out of 10 right now.
Okay.
It's not perfect. I think it could go up. I also think it could go down. I think if I hit 10 games of this prototype that we have in front of me right now, I think about 10 games, I would be pretty satisfied with it. I don't know that I'd be exploring or trying new mechanics or going into a different engine. 10 games is pretty good for a game that's going to run you, $60 to $100. That's not a bad, how many games can you think of that you get to the table?
Right, and if you break it down in cost per player, player, if you're going to play this 3 and 4 player, which I think is where it shines.
But a little bit more depth.
That's
that number
cheaper than going to a movie.
A little bit more depth. That number can scale up pretty rapidly for me.
Yeah.
What's your gut check numbers? Do we have anything?
I mean, gut check, mine's not that far off from me. Mine's between 5 and a 6. And it's funny because when you hear us, I just realized the importance of actually saying a number, because when you hear us all talking about it, you think you're more positive about it, you're more neutral, and I'm more negative about it. But I think we all actually are experiencing it.
You're a little bit lower than me.
A 5.5 to a 6 with room to grow up and down as well. So that's what I'm saying, 5.5, 6. When you said 6 and then to 7, I was like, oh, I'm at a 6 range, but on the lower end of the 6 range.
Yeah, I was actually, the first number that came to my head was 7.5, and you said 7.6, and I thought, wait, how can my number be lower than your number?
I think 7.4 was mine.
Check tape. No. But
was it? I think
7.6.
7.4.
You said 6 to 7.
No, he said 7.6.
Did he?
Yeah.
7.6?
All right, get in the comment section and tell us. She thinks he said 6. She thinks he said 7.4. I said 7.6.
Okay.
You can go back and look at it. Just rewind a little bit. I'll bet my cave monster defeats on that. But I'm at a 7.5. That's the first thing I thought of is, for me, 7.5 is a good solid game that I'll happily play anytime.
Yeah.
It may not be the one I rush to the table and try to convince people to come over and play.
Sure.
But when I'm having game night and we're looking around and we see, hey, here's a cool little game. I like this game. Let's play it. Absolutely.
Cool.
So
cool. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the gameplay. Hopefully you agree or disagree with our general judgment call. That being said, you can read the rulebook, and I believe you can play on TTS already. So you don't have to take our word for it. You can go check out the game yourself. Whatever the case, whatever you do, remember to do the important thing.
Get out
and play some games.
We'll see you next time. Bye.